G'day and welcome back to Duckzorly Gaming and our Let's Play series on Beaver Creek, a map by Stevie, and we are getting straight into our work. We've taken off pretty much straight where we left off in the last episode. So it's our second last day of spring, day 5, and we have to go and tedder and windrow and bale some grass before we get the rain tomorrow. So we're going to jump in the Puma here and we're going to head on over and tedder all the grass, and then we'll come back and grab our swadro and we'll tidy it all up and then bale it. Alright, so we can't obviously do too much in the way of grass cutting because we don't want to have any rain come and wipe away some of the grass. Now, I mean, and I know many people have spoken, it's one of the shortcomings with Seasons Mod and the fact of how quickly the grass deteriorates. But anyway, that's what we have to deal with. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to deal with it. Obviously during summer, by the look of it, looks like there should be no rain. Well, there's certainly no rain forecast. So we might be able to get a fair bit of grass work done then, and store it all up ready to go for when we get our animals. Okay, so we're just going to go through and muck all this grass into hay, and then we'll come through, like I said before, with the swadro, the big swadro, and we'll windrow it all up, and then come through with one of our crone balers, bale it all up, collect it, go put it in the sheds, and then we're done. I don't think we'll get that all done in one episode, but we'll sort of see how far we can get. Alright, so as you can see, the Big M made quite short work of this farm, or this area of the grass. The next mowing area I'll actually be using my wonderful Abomination. I know my good friend Farmer Klein, he's the one that coined the name of that, so it's certainly stuck. And it's something that I sort of caught on from watching one of Mr. CBP's episodes a while back, and he got it from someone else. But so it's certainly not original. However, I don't know that anyone else actually calls it the Abomination other than myself and Farmer Klein. But yeah, it's a bit different. Gives us a bit more cutting width, and we just like to shake things up a little bit, basically. Alright, so we've just got this basically an L shape of grass to do. So we've bordered field 10, so the westerly and southerly side of the field, and so we'll quickly get all that done, and then windrowing won't take long because we've got like I said, we've got the big Swadro 2000, so that'll make short work of windrowing it, and it's just a matter of bringing over the baler and baling it all up and getting rid of it. The only thing I guess we've got to decide is whether we want to do round bales or square bales. So I mean, we'll take that. We might do round bales actually. Just something a bit different. Now, if you're wondering what that case window is there on the right hand side, this particular set of tractors has a couple of extra cameras installed by default, so you can basically have a close in look of the 3-point hitch in the PTO. We can activate that just so you can see it once I sort of line myself up here. So here we go there, so we can see the front end where we've got the weight, and then we can see the rear end. So we'll just leave it on that for now, and we'll continue on. So you get to see what's happening out the rear, which is handy. But I'm not sure how that will affect everyone's frame rates though. It doesn't seem to impact too much on mine, but I don't know. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. But it's not a bad little idea. Don't mind that at all. It'd be nice if you could actually have that in cab. So if I was to go in cab, as in it was, I know it's there presently now, but if it was actually on the display, if you could actually switch that over from the details to the display, so having the camera on the display, that'd be pretty neat. As we try and take out the tree. So yeah, but unfortunately that's not the way it works, so we just have to use it as it is. It is a nice added extra actually when you think about it. Like, so for things like your combines, all that sort of stuff. I mean, obviously for the tractors it's very good because you can stay in cab, and you can reverse up to a trailer, and you can connect up to, you can see exactly how close you are for the connection, all that sort of stuff. Very handy in that regard. But I also would like to see it go the step further and have things like mods actually designed to have extra cameras as part of the mod, whereby, say for instance, you can have an internal camera on the output of the combine screw feeder or something like that, just so you can actually keep an eye on the mechanics on some aspects. I know it's available on some of the machinery that's out there in real life, and that would be just a nice little additional. Would it perform any real function? No, but it looks nice. Speaking of looking nice, we certainly don't expect to see any snow here on Beaver Creek. Running the South Australian GEO, we shouldn't see any snow whatsoever. However, I suppose it could throw us a bit of a surprise. I know the map has a snow mask on it, but with the temperatures and everything and the weather for the Australian GEO, I don't expect us to see anything. Although, as I said, you just never know. Alright, so pretty much should just be one more up and back, and we'll have this done, and then we'll go and get the swadro. We may not get around to doing the baling today, but that's okay. So, and then like in the following episodes, what we'll probably do as well is we'll use our hired workers and have them following along. So like for instance, we might well, in fact we might even do that today. We'll have a hired hand with the baler following behind the swadro. So as we are putting it all into a nice neat windrow, then he follows on behind and does the baling for us. So yeah, we might do that in this instance. And speaking of hired help, I would imagine, and he is, the hired help over on field 18 has finished fertilising. And it looks like he's just oh, pardon me. It looks like he's just dumped the tractor at the end of the field and gone off for his break. So we'll have to go and collect that and bring it back to the farm too. So I have read a couple of different forums and comments and that recently of Farming Simulator 19, and how there are quite a few modders that aren't going to continue with Farming Simulator 19. They're just going to stay with 17 because of I don't know whether it's Giant's reticence or cracking down, or just being a bit more of a pain in relation to approving mods. Or whether it's more, I mean, obviously me not submitting mods, I don't know exactly what's going on, but or whether it's a case of they're enforcing their standards a bit more or whatever. But particularly I think the conversation is more derived around those that are modding older mods, so Farming Simulator 13 or 15 mods, and trying to convert them into Farming Simulator 17 mods. And it may well be that Giants is being a little bit more particular and making sure that the mods are actually evolved correctly into the coding for Farming Simulator 17, as opposed to just applying a bit of a band-aid and then bringing it in to get in as quick as they can. Now, I did note in one of those in particular, Bullet Bill did weigh into it, and he was saying that perhaps it's down to exactly that Giants are wanting people, or wanting modders basically to progress, and he was saying exactly this, that the modders should improve themselves and improve what they're putting out, and actually write the mods in accordance with the specifications that Giants have put out for Farming Simulator 17, as opposed to just doing these sort of band-aid solutions. So I think from him sort of weighing in and passing on that information, that tends to be more of what we're perhaps talking about. It's those ones that are doing the sort of not so much poor modding, but they're just not coding it to the expectations and the standards that Giants are setting. And if they're knocking back stuff because it's not up to standard, and they foresee issues possibly because the code's not right or the quality's not right, well, you know what? I would tend to agree with Giants. I mean, how many times have you gone and downloaded a mod, whether it be from, I mean, generally you won't find it from the mod hub, but as a given, I mean, Giants have tested it, so it's not going to be a really crappy mod. But I mean, how many times have you gone to one of the third-party mod hosting sites at your own risk, obviously, as we've said numerous times before? But how many times have you gone and got a mod that you sort of think, oh, well, that may be okay, I'll try it out, and basically when you've put in the game, you've just gone, that is crud. I mean, there's a couple of instances of mods I've downloaded and thought, oh, that looks alright, that looks a bit different, I might do a mod review on that and see how it goes. And you put it in game and you start using it, it's like, okay, well, it may or may not sort of work, and then all of a sudden you're then trying to basically try and be nice and be gentle about a really, really crap mod. Something that's just not deserving of your time and effort. And it may well be that it's just someone that's just taken someone else's mod and done a minor tweak to it, or stuffed it up, or whatever else. And I mean, I do agree with Giants. I mean, if that's exactly the reason why they're doing it, well, bully for Giants. I mean, I must admit now I tend to a lot more rigidly stick to mods. As we just do a pause for a phone call, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Phone calls from the wife always take precedence. Yeah, so if Giants are making that call and sort of knocking back mods because they don't meet with the criteria, whether it be console, PC, or both, you know what? Suck it up, you guys, and just deal with it, because like I said, I mean, I'm more and more staying with the mod hub released mods, because I have less problems, no errors, or generally no errors, and gameplay is much smoother. Don't have the sort of issues that I used to have. Now, I mean, case in point, I think, and I do actually owe probably Stevie a bit of a public apology. I think at one point I must have had a mod, even though there was no errors, there was a mod I had on Sherwood Park Farm in the early days of the series, and even though there was no error, the game was crashing quite regularly, and I always sort of thought, oh well, I didn't think it'd be the map, but I was checking all my mods and all that sort of stuff. But I think there was a mod that I didn't even have enabled, but was in my mod folder. It was possibly causing the crash, because I can say, since I did a rebuild of my computer and farming sim, which was about halfway through Sherwood Park Farm series, I haven't had any more crashes. And I've got a real strong suspicion, because what I did is I culled a lot of the really sort of dodgy and those that I got from those sort of dodgier sites, and also I also do try and sort of, as Farmer Klein and Grizzly and a few others have tried to do, is try and find the link to the original author and get the mod from them. So I did do a bit of a cull. I went from I think at one point I had like about 60 gigs worth of mods, and I culled that right down. I'm back down to about 30, I think now, 35. In any case, so if that's what Giant's doing, bully for them. And for those modders that just aren't doing the work properly, as Bullet Bill had said, and then either lift your game or stay back with Farming Simulator 17 or stop it altogether. But there's obviously those like Bullet Bill, Stevie, Oxygen David, Dusty Dave that are putting the effort in. They have put the effort in to learn the new requirements, or done the adjustments to change their mods to be suitable and compatible with Farming Simulator 17, and undoubtedly they will do the same for Farming Simulator 19, I would hope. For you other guys that are just basically out there and just either bottom feeders and just stealing other people's mods and reposting them and stuffing them up or doing whatever, then you know what? Don't care. Go cry your tears somewhere else, because I agree with Bullet Bill, and if you aren't going to be putting the effort in to put out quality mods, then I certainly don't want to be looking at your output, because I don't want to impede on my gameplay. But anyway, that's my little bit of a rant. Did I offend anyone? Oh well, if I did, too bad, so sad. Sorry. Alrighty, so we've now done the tethering. Lost track of what I was doing after my little rant. Got off topic. Grab the Swadro. Alright, now what we'll do as well is we'll grab probably one of the other Pumas. And over here we've got our balers. Both balers there, yep they are. So we'll just park in there and grab in here. We'll grab the Massey. And we'll grab the baler, and then he can follow on behind, and he can bale as we're doing the windrow, as we said before. I think we might do square bales. I've parked that very awkwardly, haven't I? Alright. So now this is a situation where that camera will be good, because you actually get to see the low down point of the hitch. And you know you're in the right position for hooking up. Alrighty. Now let's hope I've got the follow me mod on, which I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, and off we go. We'll head on over and we'll get this grass sorted out. Alright. Had my little rant, now I've got nothing to say. No. Anyway, let me know what you think. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you think about as I find that the other tractor's right up my bum. I'd be interested to know what you think about what we just discussed in relation to the modding. You'll obviously have your own opinions, and there may be some that will get on there and say you're an idiot and all that sort of stuff. But hey, I can espouse my personal opinion here. After all, it is for me to say that. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are in relation to into modding and those that sort of put out a semi-dodgy one or just a copy and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's always a good talking point. And I mean, at the end of the day, and look, I don't want to sort of offend any modder and say, and certainly that's why I'm careful with mod reviews too. Like, you don't want to come out and just say, hey, look, that's shit. and then all of a sudden they leave. Because at the end of the day, we like our modders, and we generally like our mods. But I don't want to see poor quality ones, or ones that then sort of... I mean, I guess the flip of it is, you don't want giants to get a bad name and then sort of start being a pain in the bum themselves, because everyone's sort of bitching saying, oh, it's Giants' fault, when the actual truth may be that it's not Giants' fault at all, which is possibly in this case, as we've just been discussing. It may well be that the modders just aren't producing mods of the required standard, and therefore Giants are saying, no, here, take it back, work it up again, princess, suck it up, or else don't bother releasing on the mod hub. You can just go and release it privately on one of these third-party sucky clickbaiting type sites, and you can put people at risk of harming their computer and their files and everything else. But yeah, so let me know what you think. I would expect that I could get a very varied and set of comments, but we shall see. All right, so with this nice big swadro, it certainly doesn't take as long to collect all this grass. So what we'll do is we'll finish getting all this hay up, and then that will be the end of this episode. And then the next episode we'll probably bring the truck over and collect all our bales. One good thing about coming through and cleaning it all up and baling it is it makes it look all nice and neat again after we've made a mess of this grass. So we're probably going to get, I don't know, probably 20, maybe 30 bales again out of this. I'll just mute the phone because it's giving me the irrits. A little bit left over there. We probably won't come and collect that. There's probably not much point. It's not going to give us that much extra. We'll just let that sort of... Oh no, we might come and get it anyway. Waste not, want not. Got to come back down here anyway for another turn around this area, so we'll collect that stuff up as well. So we're into almost into March. Only a couple of days left to March as I'm recording this, and it means we're getting closer to the release of the Roper DLC. And again, I've spoken at length about my opinions on that, and I'm certainly not going to go into too much of it today. But we still haven't, other than seeing the fact sheets for the mouse, there's been no announcements of any additional equipment or anything going on it. So yeah, I think it's going to be probably the one DLC for Farming Simulator 17 that I won't own. And I'm a little bit disappointed at what they've got coming in it. Now I understand they may be doing it because they've lost the Homer license as I get caught up on the tree. But you know what? I still don't think it's good enough. But anyway. So I guess the next purchase we'll make from Giants will be Farming Simulator 19, which really isn't that far away either. As I get caught up on another tree, trying to take it too fine. Just excuse my poor driving there for a minute. Yeah, so I think my next purchase from Giants will be Farming Simulator 19. Although I must admit, lately I've thought about going back and buying 15 as well, and jumping into 15 for a little bit. But I'm going to hit that tree too, probably, aren't I? No, just managed to miss it. Yeah, so but anyway, we'll see how it goes. So, how many of you are actually planning on buying the Roper DLC? I'll be interested to know that. So if you are planning on buying the Roper DLC, let me know down below. Just a simple yes would be fine. If you're not, again, simple no. But if you are voting no, or you're saying no, just let me know why, what the reasons are. Is it because, Duck, you're such a powerful influencer that I'm just not going to do anything that you don't agree with? Yeah, Buckley's. Or is it just that, like similar to me, you don't think there's enough value in it? Or is it just a cost thing? Is it too expensive? So let me know. I'll be interested to see. Because everyone obviously has their own opinions of things. Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see what everyone's opinion of that is. Alright, so we're almost finished. There's one thing I don't like as well about the balers and the follow me, about the fact that they tend to miss so much in the tight turns. Anyway, it is what it is. Not much we can do about it. So we'll just go up here and collect all the little bit of dreg. The dregs that are like the dags off a sheep's bum. Don't ask me to explain. Yeah, so we'll just finish these lot off and then go back, and then we're basically done, and we'll collect these bales. There's obviously going to be a few more than 20. Yet again, my math is as good as ever, my guesses. So yeah, we'll come back in the next episode, and we will collect all the bales up and drop them off at our bale storage area. And then by that stage, I don't think we'll be in a position to do any harvesting. I think we might end up doing a bit more mowing, and in the next one we might actually, like I said, we'll use the abomination, but I think what we might do is we'll grab the loading wagon and collect all the grass up, and we'll go get the biogas facility up and running. I think that might be our next priority, because we can make some money from that, obviously. So I think that would be the smart thing to do at this point in time. A little preemptive in folding up the Swadro here. Forgot that we had a little bit more to do over here. That's okay. Now Now, knowing my luck and what I just said about turning, the baler's going to miss most of that. But again, we're not going to be overly particular. We're not going to worry about getting every little bit of hay up off the grass, off the deck. So there will be a little bit of dregs hanging around as we do this last little part here. Right, so now we can fold him up. And while he's doing that, we'll wait for the hired hand to come up with the baler. Might just do a snappy screenshot. And I'll come and turn the baler off. Unload. Okay. And we'll head back to the farm. Alright, so that'll be it for this episode today. So if you liked the episode, press that like button. If you didn't, press the dislike button. Thump it all you like. And if you are a subscriber to the channel, we are at 290 subscribers. We are still slowly climbing along. I would like to thank all my subscribers to date that continue to support and watch the channel and help us grow. If you're not already a subscriber, then please press that subscribe button, which will be coming up on the screen anytime soon if it's not there already, and join us for the ride. We'll certainly be happy to have you aboard. So until the next time we return here to Beaver Creek, this is Duckzorly at Duckzorly Gaming, wishing you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, no matter where you are in the world. Take care of your loved ones, and we shall see you again very, very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.